So why are we doing this?
Yes, yes.
Well, our big theme with this is sustainability and self-sufficiency. So let's kind of figure out why we're doing this.
Yes.
And depleting Earth's resources.
Yeah, we understand that we are depleting Earth's resources.
Mm-hmm.
We also understand that our students, for the most part, are coming from single-family homes, right? That too often rely heavily on fast foods, frozen foods, and foods that lack nutritional value.
Right.
Right.
So,
And that ties in with that model that you were talking about earlier.
The CSA or
Yeah,
the
right, the co-op
what we
and
ultimately want to do
Yes.
at the end, our
yeah,
summative
there's a
assessment
summative assessment. Yeah.
for the 21st century eating model, where
Yes.
it becomes a communal event. It respects the Earth's resources and it's sustainable, and then they have to be creative and work and employ all of what we're doing together in that summative assessment.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe
which we can talk about in a little bit, right? So
Right,
I mean,
right,
so
right,
we
right,
understand our rationale, right? So
Right.
why are we doing this?
Okay.
So.
So first off, I guess I'll start with, I'm going to be bringing in the science aspect of it, and I'm going to be talking about sustainable practices that will help the students figure out how to lower their carbon footprint. I'm also going to be talking about the carbon cycle,
Right,
the water
right, right,
cycle, and basically sustainable development practices. That's how I'm really going to be implementing, such as soil cultivation and health, and water resources, and really bring in examples that are important to the local community and society. So I'm really going to try to implement kind of the science behind those things with the sustainable development and the community aspect that we're all going for.
And I think that ties in perfectly with health, because I want to actually have students promote positive health practices. So I'm actually going to have them examine or analyze their own personal barriers to eating healthy, as well as environmental barriers, right? And so that kind of connects energy use, mobility,
Right.
Goods, purchasing goods, which kind of ties into Karen's.
Well,
aspect as well.
well, the thing is that they're going to be learning food criticism. They'll be reading some of the great food critics and trying to write criticism on their own. This is relying heavily on all the expository writing when it comes to big agricultural business, food ethics, raising things in a good humanitarian way. I will also be having them just systematically do a lot of vocabulary development, because you have to have a rich vocabulary to be able to discuss taste education.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And what about Simeon with your physical education?
Right. Well,
and
with physical
health?
education, what I was kind of tie it with is reducing that carbon footprint what we were talking about earlier. I mean, really, it's about the environment
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
the
about being
protection.
self-sufficient, right?
Yeah,
So
aware.
fishing,
exactly. It's
by
a great
teaching
tool.
them, yeah. So by teaching some of the necessary techniques to be able to fish, successfully, the students are going to be
agree.
self-sufficient, and as a result, they're also going to be able to reduce their carbon footprint by reducing the CFCs that we were talking about,
Yeah.
those harmful
They won't need to
chemicals that
freeze that fish, they can get it daily.
destroy
Right.
that destroy the ozone, right? And so
Yeah.
basically, you can help me out with that. I mean,
Yeah, we
kind
can
of bounce some
definitely
ideas off that to be able
Connect with the water cycle and them going to a lake, talking about that.
Right.
And then the field trip.
Yes, the field
I mean,
trip.
I
the
think
field trip.
bringing all of our groups together to go to the cooperative, the CSA, the food,
Especially
Tierra
after they
Miguel.
got
Tierra
that core
Miguel.
knowledge, right? Because they would have
Right.
already been in classes and learning about self-sufficiency and sustainability for 5 days prior, to go into this. So they're coming and bringing knowledge.
and didn't
right?
you
They're
say
bringing-
you were gonna have them go to a master composter?
Yeah, there's
and-
a master composter. There's it's pretty much being a farmer for a day, and they learn about the different cycles that are going on, and they learn about how to pretty much grow their own food and what are those processes. So.
right, right.
Yeah.
And I'll be using interviewing techniques.
Yes, I will too.
You
So
will
that'll
be
yeah,
doing
yeah,
interviewing
yeah,
techniques,
yeah,
Tiff.
That would be great.
Great. So we'll definitely collaborate on this field trip
Yeah.
together, bringing all our students.
And then we were talking about assessments. I mean, should
Yeah,
we even go there
summative
right now?
assessments. Yeah, I think
So
summative
should we talk
assessment
about
would
the
be a great
summative
idea to
assessments?
talk about.
So really,
yeah.
for me, I'm just going to be having journals as the
Yeah.
students as
Oh.
they continue out throughout
Okay,
the
so
year.
now you're talking about
the
Formative.
progress
the
monitoring.
formative, the progress
Right.
monitoring, but
Right, but we're talking
Yeah.
about the summative.
yeah, at the
Okay,
summative
the big
assessment.
picture.
Yeah,
So that's what we were talking about earlier, right? And
Yeah,
we were
The
talking about-
21st
century
century
eating
eating
model.
model.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
And so, what does that entail again?
Well, they, as we discussed, they'll all come together. Each one of them will pool what they've learned from science, from
Becoming health literate.
from physical exercise, and becoming literate in it. They're going to create a model It's
Right,
up to
right,
them.
right.
They can have a CSA, a community dining hall,
Mm-hmm.
or a restaurant, and their mission here is to go as low as they can on the carbon scale.
What self-sustainable practices
Yes.
and
Health
development
practices as well.
can-
And health practices.
yes.
what can they implement into this final summative project
Yeah.
where they can show all these different things we have taught them
That
over
they've
the last
So,
learned.
right, so like basically by the students going fishing, they can take the fish
Oh,
back
yeah, oh, yeah, they have,
to be able to
they have
cook, and they
information to
can
pull
see
from.
how that
Totally.
connects with
Yeah,
the co-op.
yeah.
Yeah, and then they
Or-
learning.
or the
and
restaurant, I mean,
And
you
the
know.
restaurant, of course, they're gonna
Right,
have
right,
to learn
right.
how to cook, you know, not deep fried, not in, you know,
Which
with
connects
things
to
that are
health.
with huge
Yeah.
agribusiness,
Right.
they're, exactly.
Just those choices.
And
being
then
able
they
to
have
determine
to
their
learn that
preferences.
they're gonna have food criticism. They're gonna have a local food critic come and taste their,
And that's gonna
what
be
they're
the
doing,
interesting
and
part.
they're gonna have to
Yeah,
write a
great.
critique of the restaurants.
Yeah, so
All right.
overall, I think, you know, we have a really good start, you know?
Yeah,
Actually
yeah,
more
yeah,
than a
yeah.
good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
We're gonna have to meet periodically, definitely
We
throughout
can
this.
keep
and-
going on the Google
Yes,
Docs.
yes, 'cause in a few days, we're actually gonna be going on a field trip, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And talk about how
Yeah.
this connects to standards in order for admin to really be able
Yeah,
to
we'll
do
definitely
it.
do that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We'll be
We
there.
have those
But
standards, so.
definitely, we can definitely pitch this to the parents, at least the students, they know
We'll,
that their
we'll give
kids
them a
are
letter
doing
with the
something.
CSA.
Parents
Yeah,
will
yeah,
be
yeah.
stoked
Yeah,
that
yeah, I
they
think,
They're
I
gonna
think
like
this
this.
is, I
They're
think
gonna
this is
like
good.
this.
can
We're
learn how to
promoting it.
cook,
Yeah.
and they're not gonna be
Healthy.
spending
Yeah.
all their money at McDonald's.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, you know,
All
this
right,
is good.
great.
All right, good job, you guys.
Bye.